Hi, my name is Ashish, and in this video we will see how to configure Azure Application Gateway with TLS termination. We can use Azure portal to configure an application gateway with a certificate for TLS termination that uses virtual machines for backend servers. In this video, we will learn how to create a SelfSend certificate, how to create an application gateway with the certificate, create the virtual machines used as backend servers, and test the application gateway. So let me go ahead and log on to the portal and take it from there. Alright, I'm logged on to the portal and so we'll use the new SelfSend certificate to create a SelfSend certificate. So I'm going to launch PowerShell. ISC, you can use PowerShell command prompt as well. I'm going to launch PowerShell ISC. Alright, I am going to run this command, new SelfSend certificate, and it would be this. My folder. I can change it to C drive : right. C users Ashish downloads. The name would be this, and I'm logged on as an administrator. I've launched this ISC as an administrator. Let me run this and see what happens. Okay, so this is the result that I've got. I've got PS parent path, thumbprint, and the certificate name. Now I'm going to use export PFX certificate with a thumbprint that is returned from the command that I just ran to export a PFX file from the certificate, right? And please make sure that your password is 4 to 12 characters long. This would be my password. I'll copy the password here, and this is the export PFX certificate command, and then I have to check the location. So it was here, right? I'm going to copy paste it. From here, and then I'll paste this thumbprint. All right. Then I'll mention the file path. I'm going to keep it C/users Ashish downloads. This would be the name of my PFX file, right? And here I will set the password. So let me pause and come back. This is what I did. Make sure to have the path this, mention the thumbprint, and it would be located under local machine my folder. So this is what I got. So let me check my downloads folder. Here is the PFX file of the certificate that I will use. Now I will go ahead on the portal, on the Azure portal, to create an application gateway and use this certificate. All right. So I will go on to the portal. I will click on create a resource. In here, I will click on application gateway, create. I will create a new resource group, test SSL app gateway. Like this. Click on here, application gateway. Sir, I keep it same. You can do it whatever way you want. Tier is standard v2. Enable auto scaling. You can click on yes. Minimum instant count. You can leave it to default. Right. And for Azure to communicate between the resources that we create, it needs a virtual network, as I told you earlier. Click on create new virtual network. Sir, SSL app VNet. You create a subnet. My AG subnet. Address range none. Here, my AG subnet. Okay. Front end. Public. So you can create one. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to create one more subnet. I can create a subnet later as well. Front end, you can click on to public IP, create a new public IP, give it a name, my AG public IP. Okay. And on the backend tab, you click on add a backend pool. You give it a name as my backend pool. Pool, right? Add backend pool without targets. Yes. Configuration. On the configuration tab, you add a rule in the routing rules. Here, you add a rule name, my routing rule. Right? Listener name, enter my listener. I know it's repetitive, but to show you how these things work, my IP, you're going to go with public. Now in the protocol section, remember we selected HTTP. Now we'll go with HTTPS because we have the certificate. So port number is 443. You have to upload a certificate. You know your PFX certificate. Here you click on downloads. You go, this is your PFX certificate. You have the certificate name here as well. So you can type in my cert 1. Password. Additional settings you want to go for the basic. Leave it to default. Make sure that you remember the password of your certificate and make sure to select HTTPS as the protocol and port number 443. Click on that. Or the backend targets, right? So on the backend targets, select my backend pool. Here, HTTP settings, you can add a new setting. You can type in HTTPS here as well. My yes setting, my HTTP setting. This would be HTTP because it's the backend communication. You can set it to default, right? Add. Now you can review and create. It's running the validation. Okay, click on create. It's submitting the deployment. It's creating the application gateway with the SSL certificate that we generated using SelfSend certificate. And now if you want to add backend targets, let's create 2 virtual machines. I'm going to quickly do this. Let's head it to the portal. Select this. Create a resource. 2016 data center. Pay as you go. I'm going to create it in my resource group. My VM1 East US 111. Remember this password. Do not match. 1 2. You can select the virtual machine to not be available. You can play it on disk. Go with the default. Under networking, if you see that this is the VNet, manage subnet configuration. So this is the my AG subnet. You can add one subnet here and name it as my backend subnet, right? So I'm going to click on here, like we did earlier. This is the range, no security, no go to default. It is adding the subnet. Save. Cancel this. You have a my backend subnet. You go to virtual machine again. You select the my backend subnet. And you public IP, I'm not gonna get one. Basic management. Set the boot diagnostic to disable. Advanced. Don't want any of this. Review create. Validation is passed. Create. Till the time this is creating, I'm going to open up a new tab and create one more virtual machine. Alright. Filter it. I'm going to go to my default directory. I'm going to create a resource. 2016. Existing resource group. My 2 VM2 East US 116. Username. Password. None, I can open it later. This networking. Backend subnet. Don't want it. Next. Disable. Validation is passed. I'm going to click on create. So my second VM is also getting created. Alright, so let me go here. My deployment is complete. I'm going to go to resource. This is my VM1. Alright, so I'm going to install IIS onto this. So launch Cloud Shell. To advanced settings, I'm going to select the resource group SSL, new storage account, file share, create storage for me to run the command on the Cloud Shell. This is the command that I will run to install IIS. If I would have, I can enable incoming port 3389 to RDP to that to both of the VMs and then install the IIS role. But I'm going to run it through Cloud Shell, this command, and let's see how it goes. So this is it. This is it. Paste this. Hit enter. Resource group name is incorrect. So my resource group name is, let me see. Let me take my cursor to the resource group name parameter. Test Azure SSL app gateway. Gateway. Enter. Let it give some time. It'll surely work. Believe so. And I will do the same for my VM2. Launch the Cloud Shell. It will pick up the existing storage account that I created. And I will update the name is Test Azure SSL app gateway. Gateway. Go here. Let it come up. It is still running. Till the time it's going up, let me go to backend pools. This is my backend pool that I created. Add yes, virtual machines. This is the one, virtual machine. This is second, save. So it's adding those two virtual machines into the backend pool as backend targets for this SSL enabled app gateway. Let it finish. Let me see how this goes. Exit out of it. Let it complete. Still adding. Let me pause the video and come back. And now if you will see, when I try to browse the HTTPS with the public IP of my application gateway, I go here, and if you would click on advanced, you go to continue to this IP, you see my VM1. So my VM2 is still not installed the role of ISS. So if you, it can randomly go into my VM1 or my VM2, because, and if you add more than 2 VMs, it can randomly go to any VM, right? Now you click on this. View certificate, and you see here, right? So this is how you enable, you configure your application gateway with TLS termination. I hope you liked it. If you have any queries, please mention them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.